What else? Now this is one of my favourite ones. Who's heard of the neutrino? Yes? No? Yes? No? Okay. A little ghost particle, which now is believed to have a little bit of mass. All right, I'm going to go 1 and 65 million pass through that square centimetre of my skin. In 70 years, only one interaction will happen with my body. Happen with my body. But there was a man, Professor Davis, he had 400,000 litres of dry cleaning fluid, and every month he would flush out the tanks looking for that magic radioactive argon. And the interesting thing, that was a primitive neutrino telescope. We've got much better ones. There was a supernova which started when I started teaching. It must have been a sign. 23rd of February 1987, I'm not joking, it blew up. I started teaching, something miraculous happened there. And we discovered 21 neutrinos in 3 different places on the Earth. 21, that's all. But we've got a cubic kilometre of ice in the Antarctic, a cubic kilometre of seawater in the Mediterranean, and we're waiting for those neutrinos to pass through. And this will be happening over the next 10 years. So gravitational waves, neutrino telescopes. We've got cosmic rays. I wanted to do a PhD where you can drink as much tea as you wanted. So I applied to Durham University and Leeds. Leeds rejected me. Hard luck. But the fact is that with cosmic rays, you get one of these cosmic rays every century per square kilometre. So that's a lot of tea drinking. But they have more energy than a cricket ball travelling at 60 miles an hour. And you know they talk about CERN. I like the biggest things in the world. Never one, CERN. One of those cosmic rays is 100 million times more energetic than the most energetic particles at CERN. So leave it out, CERN. We've got the highest energy cosmic rays. They are going to develop a site in America which is bigger than Manhattan. And every time one of those cosmic rays come down, they produce a million upon millions of secondary particles which pass through water tanks, pure water, and they discover how many of the particles trace where they came back from, and they're beginning to think that they came from that galaxy over there, where there's things going on with supermassive black holes. By the way, this is chapter 6. Chapter 6. We thought we're the most important things in the universe. We're at the centre. God made us. He's looking after us. Hold on a minute. Now we're going around the sun. Don't worry, don't worry. We're still important people. Still important. Yes, you're right. Light and heat from the sun, yeah, and the moon for the night. Going around the galaxy. We're in the centre of the galaxy. No, we're 2/3 of the way out. We're on an ordinary star. But our galaxy is the universe. 1927. No, it's not. Edwin Hubble, 1929. We're just one of a few million. And then later on, we're one of 100 billion. I honestly think that the universe is going to die. And I think we have to think about things like that. So, for instance, say you went to heaven, right, and you lived for 1,000,000 years. What's going to happen after 999,999 years, 364 days and a few hours? Oh, can I have another million? Yeah, all right. No, you can have 1,000,000,000. What happens after 999,999,300? Oh, can I have another? It's because of birth and death that you understand time. We understand time because this universe is going to come to an end. All the stars run out of fuel. We've just been to a nice pub. You might just about know that. We've been to the Two Sawyers pub, and there is a fire with about 4 logs. What will happen to those logs in 6 hours' time? They run out. When all the trees run out, the sun runs out of energy. All right, this gas cloud will form some stars. All right, form some stars. Ready? In 100 billion years' time, that star runs out, that star runs out, and eventually the whole universe will be dark. And in the first 500 million years, there were no stars. It was dark. So, Big Bang, explosion, lots of light. 300,000 years, a little bit of light. A few million years, infrared. Now the darkness. It's darkness. The first stars form after 500 million years. Our sun is a 3rd generation star. We've got intelligent life. And then the stars run out. the galaxies stop. Oh, there's one interesting theory that's just come about. It's the last 12 years. I must tell you it before we stop, and then you buy the books. Yeah, you buy the books. Yeah, yeah. That's German for yes. Oh yes, yes. Right. Ready. There is this idea, which has only come about in the last 12 years. The universe doesn't come to a grinding halt and comes back together. It's accelerating. At first, when I read New Scientist, I thought, how stupid. Because you've got a mindset, you don't like change. But it's true, all the evidence now proves that the universe is accelerating. And it's called the Big Rip. And you imagine everything goes, so the galaxies start going apart, the stars going apart, and then even your atoms start flying apart. And it gets faster and faster. So in the last few seconds, the Earth is split apart, and then in the last second, you yourself are ripped apart. Right, shall I do questions and answers from the audience? Ron, remember what that question was?
Yeah, well, David, I'm rather worried about these black holes. Is there a black hole waiting for us?
The thing is, people think that black holes are dangerous, but say we got hold of the sun now, collapsed it down to 3 kilometers, which would turn it into a black hole. All right, 8 minutes, 20 seconds, I can't see any daylight. So yes, it would get very cold quickly. But the gravity is the same. It's only when you get close do you get the nasty gravity. So the gravitational pull of a 1 solar mass, 2 times 10 to the 30 kilogram star, which has been turned into a black hole, is the same as a star. The Earth still takes 365 days to go round. It's just it's going round darkness. But if you got close to that star, say within about a kilometre of the Schwarzschild radius, named after Schwarzschild, then say my feet are closer to the star than my head, this would feel a bigger pull than my head, and the difference would pull me apart like spaghetti. I would suddenly be hundreds of kilometres long and extremely thin. What an agonising way to die. If only they could put me into hot water and boil me for 3 minutes, that would be a nice sort of dish. So yeah, black holes, nothing to worry about. It's only when they start gobbling things up close by. So we've got one in the centre of our galaxy, stars are whizzing past, but not close enough to be gobbled up. So there's no X-rays coming out. But that M87, my goodness, look at that. Ooh, do you like Googling?
Yeah.
Google M87. It has a supermassive black hole, and it's gobbling up 600 Earths, the amount of matter in a minute, and spewing out the energy in 2 different directions. Very nice question, I like that. Andrew James.
I don't know, what time is that good name?
He's not. It's terrible. I've forgotten Fiore's name.
I was told when I was a child that the universe went on forever. It's infinite. Is that true?
Well, it could be, because there's this Big Bang, and I said it inflated faster than the speed of light. So at the moment, it has a certain age, say 13.7 billion years. So say you were 15 billion light years away. We haven't had enough time for that light to have reached our telescopes. But if we wait another 1.5 billion years, then we could, oh yeah, I can see the galaxy now. So every year, we can see a little bit further into space. So for all I know, it might be infinite, but I have difficulties with infinity. Don't you?
Well, yeah. I mean, I was told that, and that God had always also been here forever. So there was 2 things that I couldn't comprehend at the time, because there had to be a beginning and an end. But maybe it's because our conception of time is, maybe we have a particular conception of time.
That's right.
As humans, that
we're
can't
finite,
comprehend.
aren't we? We live for 70 years.
Yeah.
Right, was there a time before the Big Bang?
Right, they always say that the Big Bang was the beginning of time and of space. And if you read the journals, and I remember being a science student, and I said, what? This book says I'm going back to 10 to the minus 43 of a second. That's 0.00000 43 noughts 1 sort of thing. And that's when they're getting a bit, the theory starts breaking down because you've got quantum gravity. But they can't sort of say, oh, what happened 1 second before, because 1 second didn't exist. The start of time is the start of the universe, the Big Bang. So saying, well, what happened before, you can't.
So you can't say what triggered it?
You can't. Although I have read somewhere, is it quantum fluctuations in something? I think Peter knows about
There's
this.
about 10 different theories.
There we are, 10 different theories. And Peter will write them out for us. It is, I think, the oldest science, and I think, for me, it's the best.